still haven't got my royalties for that one yet.
I got you a monster. Royalties.
He said, fuck you, we ain't your royalties.
Yeah, man. I'll buy you a taco. Oh, yeah?
You want this to happen.
Don't break it like last time. This is basically going to be like an update video of everything I've done. In the prior video, I was running the issues with the battery being located in the trunk and the power cable being ran and wrapped through all kinds of stuff. It was wrapped around a control arm on the driver's side. It ended up actually shorting out under the oil pan of the subframe. It was just kind of rubbed, shorted out. It was a dangerous situation. But since then, I've located the battery in the factory location. I made all the battery cables myself. There's a kit on Amazon. It was like $70, and comes with 25 feet of cable. You heat shrink and crimp on the ends. Starter cable, alternator, all those are made. Ground cable is pre-made. It's just bolted to the side of the apron down there, frame rail, whatever you want to call that. New alternator bracket. So the alternator was located this is a truck block, right? And they drilled and tapped a hole down here to put the alternator like in the Camaro location, but they didn't do a good job. The block actually, the threaded boss they made actually cracked, and the alternator bracket moved. The belt flew off. It was a mess. So this ICT billet kit puts the alternator up top, kind of like in the truck location, but low enough to clear like LS swaps and cars with low hood clearance. So it's like truck location, but it brings it down, because in the truck LS's, the alternator is like up this high and it would 100% hit the hood. So this is pretty nice. I went ahead for now. I got rid of the power steering pump because it was working for a good minute there, but it blew out the steering rack. It blew out the seals on the rack, and the racks are like $300, or I can try to rebuild it. But for the time being, I just went ahead and deleted the power steering pump. But I'm gonna keep going over. Let me show you the cable going to the starter and how we did this setup. It's a lot better than what it was, than the battery being in the trunk. Okay, so it's all 4-gauge cable. This is my starter cable. Ooh, that's kind of close to that exhaust. I need to probably zip tie that a little bit more out of the way. But it's not touching the exhaust, but it's close. I can't even rotate it off the terminal. But anyways, so 4-gauge starter cable. It's just ran along here, going zip tied to these transmission cooler lines. Runs along the bottom of the core support, straight up under the battery tray. I left a little bit of excess in case I needed to move things around. But I got a little more cleaning up to do. I'm seeing that now as I look down here. You know what? A couple more zip ties won't hurt. But yeah, essentially this is my 4-gauge starter cable.
That means a comment on. Hi.
Life. How's your day been? Nah, I'm just kidding.
I don't think you want me to answer that question.
But like, I think everything's good, but this is gonna rub on like parking blocks and shit. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to route this probably just a little higher up above the core support at least.
Might have to wait until you get the new radiator.
And see how everything sits. Yeah, I'm gonna do an OEM radiator, so it's gonna actually sit where it's supposed to.
Actually on the mounts.
Yeah, because it's interfering up top. I'll drop the car and show you how the water neck interferes with the new battery location. But everything else is good. Maybe I can like zip tie it on the new fan shroud up higher. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah, so as I kind of double checked, I should reroute that part, the starter cable, probably a little higher, get up above the bottom of the core support. Like I was explaining down there, the Camaro radiator has the inlet and outlets on the sides, the tanks on the radiator on the sides, right? So now, in the battery in the factory location, the LS1 or F-body radiator upper hose is right interfering with the battery. So I had to like pull it back so that it wasn't kinked. But I do have the OEM radiator on order. I got the hoses on order. I think I don't know if I'm gonna do a factory SC300 fan setup or aftermarket electric fans. I ordered new radiator hold downs because these are all chopped up. But yeah, okay, so starter cable comes here, and then one of these goes from the battery to the alternator, and then I think it's alternator to fuse block. There's a power stud here. So starter battery, battery alternator, alternator fuse block. Everything's charged up. Let's see, what else? Oh, oddly enough, the alternator isn't compatible with the harness that's on this car. I think this is the MAF. I think this is the alternator plug. The harness is set up for a 3-wire alternator, but it has a 2-wire alternator. But what's kind of interesting is if the alternator isn't plugged up, it goes into like a fail-safe mode and does about 13.5 volts, which just so happens to be enough to, charge the battery and maintain the system. But I am going to get the proper alternator to match the harness, or I can just repin it, or I'm not sure. But if I do that, I can probably get 14 plus volts out of the charging system. But unplugged in fail-safe mode at 13.5 volts, it's enough to get by. So that's interesting to note. Alternator does not need to be plugged in to charge, because it's been like this for like a year and it's been fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I did have to get the tray and hold down all this stuff from eBay. It's hard to find stuff for this SC, man. I guess these cars are just getting old and harder to shop for. But next video, I'll be doing the radiator, the hoses, the new hold downs, new grommets on the bottom of the radiator. All this should be looking more OEM and not Frankenstein. I got the missing shroud. I think it goes right here. So yeah, this whole front situation should look a lot better. It should look mo better. Let's see. So I was struggling with like a weak start, but now honestly with the new battery setup, new cables, new ground, this thing fires off with like no hesitation. Now that I say that, it's gonna have all the hesitation. But yeah, I'm just gonna come in for a start. It fires up pretty damn good now.